So, this is it. This is update 2.0, aka the World of Tanks update, where we are getting tier 11 vehicles. And some of you, or at least some other content creators, they don't like it. Others might actually like it. And some are milking everything about what is coming. And some are, well, maybe like me. I can already tell you something, guys. I am cautiously optimistic about the update. Cautiously optimistic. There are things I am not happy about, and we will quickly discuss these most pressing pain points. Because today I want to quickly go through everything they so far released, so you also have my points of view, my Senf, my mustard, how you like to say in German, and this way you know also how it was for me. Why it took me so long? I was at Gamescom and I had a blast, and should I show you this? You know, you also got something very interesting here. A code which might be in focus, but obviously I cannot show it to you yet. But it's very interesting. It's the meme being alive. That's fantastic. Anyway, codes are going to get given away. Let's start off with the biggest elephant in the room. Or should I call it Ratte in the room? Yeah, the tier 11 vehicles. Point is, it was, in my opinion, it is the only logical conclusion that if World of Tanks wants to continue as a tank game, they cannot continue pumping out fake tank after fake tank after fake tank and stay with tier 10. They need to advance to a new tier, where they are introducing newer vehicles with other mechanics maybe, and so on and so forth. The main problem is, I was hoping they would do it a little bit like they did with the World of Tanks console, where you have two different matchmakings. One is being the normal one, the old one, and one is then the Cold War era. And this is not what is happening here. We have, it's distinct that tier 9s can see tier 11s. And that is the main big problem I'm personally having. And as you can see, still 7 more days to go. Why? 15 out of these 16 vehicles are basically fakes. Period. They are fakes. Or bare minimum, well, there are a few more which actually did have, apparently, sketches. So in our fake versus real video, they would be counted as a real prototype. But other than that, most of them are just fakes. And this is just annoying. Why? Again, we could have had another tree. That would have been the more logical conclusion. Or we could have gone for tanks which more or less did exist. Like, I know, I'm sorry, but we get this thing and no Object 279 in the first update? That is wild. We get this thing, which is a nod at the XM803, you know, the MBT-70 prototype. But it only the turret vaguely looks like one. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Well, nobody knows what these are supposed to be, let's be honest. This one, I don't know Chief either. I don't know what about the Black Rock. And the medium tanks, it's the same thing all over. The only one which is actually real would be the Leopard 120. There was a 120 version, which was a smoothbore gun. Obviously, this is fake. This one is, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I actually thought this was the AMX 13105. And this one also looks completely wild. Actually, apparently, XM stands for Build Prototypes, by the way. I highly doubt that there was a prototype which looked like this. This one, the Hirschkäfer, and the, what's it called? The Leichtkampfpanzer Borkenkäfer. These ones actually had blueprints for these vehicles, sketches. So these are somewhat realistic. This is my first main gripe of these vehicles. Why are most of these fake? This is my main gripe. Because again, we could have continued on. Maybe not every tier 10 tanks would have had a tier 11 realistic counterpart. So we would have had, I don't know, we wouldn't have gotten 60 new vehicles, but maybe just 5 or 10. But it would have been more grounded in reality and would have built the building blocks for more tiers, 12, 13, 14, 15. To be a competitor to War Thunder, for example. And maybe do World of Tanks better than Armored Warfare did when it comes to new vehicles. Regardless, this is the main first gripe I have. The second one is, yes, the abilities. These are already stronger vehicles. Why do they also need abilities? Like, for example, apparently, at least when looking at the video, the Hirschkäfer is going to be able to do up to 800 damage. Do we really need more damage? My guy, really? Do we really need this more? Does the Taschenratte really need 2 guns? Is it really that necessary to make it so unique to be a completely new tier? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my other main gripe, because I feel like, at least with tier 11s, it makes sense, but why do they all need abilities? Like, we don't need more feature creep, in my opinion. These would have been totally fine on their own without abilities, making them unique to play because it's a new tier. Anyway, the next big one is the new garage, and I don't know why it's in German, but we are going to yap in German now because the pictures are all the same. I understand that Wargaming wants to update their garage because it looks quite old, and most likely they also are using outdated software for it. So a new upgrade makes very much sense. I can actually quickly do it here. So there we go. The main issue I'm having is, while I actually do not dislike this and this, I just want to have my stats over here, please. Just give me the stats. Where are they? Why is it harder to find my stats? Because, for example, this one right here, this feature with the play thingamajings, I don't know what it's called, playlists, there we go, it's fantastic. Make a playlist for Onslaught, make a playlist for Onslaught Lite, make a playlist for, I don't know, maybe Frontline, for competitive mode, or, you know what would make my PP really hard? Why not make a playlist integration to Twitch so you guys could vote for tanks you want to see? Or put them into the playlist, and if I play them once, they automatically get deleted. How amazing would that be? Like, I know they're obviously not going to do it for, like, I don't know, 100 or 200 people at max, which are able to use it. But please, I hope a modder is able to do that, because that would be an amazing feature, and I'm definitely sure somebody like Skill or Ducky or Quickie Baby, they would love this feature. So yeah, apparently we now also have this overview thing, which also shows you the mechanic, apparently the characteristics, modules, upgrades, something I feel weirdly about, and the armor. This with the characteristics, sure, why not, but why is that? Well, what is this? I'm going to be a teacher now. What is this? Is this apples? Pears? Bees? You know, like, obviously most of you will know that this is HP, but come on. You have some, look at how much space, look at how much real estate there is. Free real estate. There's enough real estate to just have it all like this, you know? I don't get it. Maybe they change it, maybe they don't. And the armor inspector looks good in the first view, but one thing I really miss, I don't know why it's not opening up, it looks like you're not able to simulate a shot. You know, you're just able to place the mouse on it, look, and that's it. Thanks to GG allows me to simulate a shot, and that's so much more useful for me as a player to understand it. And these are, I don't know, we just have to need to get used to them, I guess. Look, the main thing about UI is you will need to get used to it as a person, but there are just some things when it comes to user experience where I feel like they need to be done better the first time. Yeah, we'll see. About rebalancing, there's so many vehicles. If we go on to all of them, I will be here for like another 2 hours. We don't do that here. Main point is it makes sense. It's also a good way to try and push people from lower strength levels onto levels which are not equal but easier to fight very strong vehicles. Cough, cough, XM, cough, cough, BZ. So this is great. But the problem is, if you buff tier 9 vehicles, you also have to buff tier 7 vehicles. If you have buff tier 7 vehicles, you also have to buff tier 6, etc, etc. It's all, that's why there's so many. And yes, there has been some controversy about other vehicles, but let's put it that way. I believe that Wargaming, at least with the premium clones, like the Nomad and the Charioteer, they want to wait to see how good the Charioteer actually is before they also buff the Nomad. Because if they buff the Nomad, then will be a bit of an annoyance to nerf it again. You might remember. But it's a good thing that they are trying to buff everything and they're buffing premium tanks. It's good to see. And also the Stinger is getting its ammo as well, like the T-57 Heavy. So that was apparently an erroneous mistake. And they're also buffing stock vehicles, which is fantastic. It makes the grind easier, which is also cool. You should not feel like... I feel like this is one of these experiences where a lot of younger players, or younger in the sense of newer players, they just get burned out. They're like, well, I'm completely useless and it takes ages to grind something. No, thank you. So, yeah. The new matchmaker, great, in my opinion. It's very, very, very good that Wargaming is doing a new matchmaker. Let's go quickly down here. I want to do it in français. Tu parles du français? No, 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 no. Main point is, yes, it's good that we have class limits now. Still, 3 arties, but whatever. It's great that there's a bias towards +-1 battles. I like that. I also like that Wargaming is trying to look into the ability, like the role of the vehicle. Faster matches, maybe wrong wording there, but I believe they want to have quicker logic when it comes to queue. Makes sense. They are temporarily, very important, removing encounter, assault, and grand battles temporarily. And makes also sense because you want to try out your new matchmaker at 110% until to see if it actually works or not. So I can already imagine in 8 days when this update releases, the Wargaming offices will be burning for another 2 months bare minimum. But hey, look, it's good. It's good that Wargaming is moving up with the matchmaker, and let's hope that this leads to less speedy games, because that is my main gripe, and I think a lot of you hate also this 15-0, 15-5 in 5 minutes gameplay. PvE mode, pretty neat, because it allows you, as a player, you can try out these vehicles. You can see, you can try out the 432, the Leopard 120, and the Taschenratte, which is pretty pork. And apparently it's about an alternate history where the Cold War is even colder, or maybe turning hot, I guess, I don't know. But it's cool, you know, you as a player can get used to these new vehicles, get used to these new mechanics, and you get used to the new battlefield called Nordscar, which is a 1100 by 1100 map. And come on, if there's no random event where this rocket is being launched, I will be mad. Bro, that needs to be in the random event. I don't care. It's a rocket. It goes squoosh. We have to do that. We have to do that. And it's good to see that we get a new map. Although it also is kind of putting the question mark there. Why is there no map balance for this update? Probably because their bucket is already full for this update specifically, but still. A little bit odd. And I think, yeah, personal missions, long overdue that we are getting them. It's cool to see we get the Dravage, we get the Windhund and the Black Rock. So I was wrong. I was thinking Windhund will be for the Waffenträger event loot boxes, but I guess I was wrong in that regard. Okay, let's wrap it up real quick. Again, I'm cautiously optimistic. The main problems I already told you about is that these vehicles are fake, or 95% of these vehicles are complete fakes, while a few of them are paper models or sketches. They could have done a better job, in my opinion, to not go the fake route. But in the end, the tier 11, it was an inevitable. It's a hard word. It was something which was bound to happen. Let's put it that way. That's at least my honest opinion on it. And I'm just really not happy that they are giving these vehicles special abilities, making them also like stronger. And they also have this upgrade path, which looks like it replaces field mods. They said that during the live stream, which is also like, huh? Why not keep this field modification thing? Because these upgrades don't really give a lot of upgrades. And that's about it. You know, small, minute changes. Now you just grind out everything and bada bam, bada boom, your tank is just X amount better, you know, or Y amount better. Will these tanks then not be tier 11 at the release? Will they be tier 10.5 and you grind them out, they will be tier 11? Or will they be tier 11 and if you get all the upgrades, they will be 11.5, you know? That is a little bit my concern, if I have to be completely honest. And we also don't know what most of these abilities are, so we'll see that very, very soon. I will most likely do a video on these special abilities myself. We'll see how long it takes until we will see when this update comes out. Obviously, we can see it right here. We can stare at this number for quite some time. What is very important to me is that you also tell me in the comment section what you think about it. Are you cautiously optimistic? Do you say, nope, that's it, I'm done, I'm taking this as the opportunity to leave? Or do you just say, hey, it's just another update? I would like to hear what my community is saying, because it feels like right now it's very, like, this really is the biggest update for World of Tanks. It introduces a new tier and a massive rebalancing and a new UI. It feels really like we are on a cross path or crossroad right now. Should we have stayed before 2.0, before tier 11? Should have we continued? It's a little bit like 1.0, you know? Or I guess before 1.0, 9.22 or 9.18, before they introduced the Type 5 heavy buffs and the Object 268 version for meta. That was the golden ages, in my opinion, for World of Tanks. But maybe this will be the new one, or maybe it won't be. Maybe for you as a tier 8 player, tier 11 is amazing because it pulls out the tier 10 tanks out of the queue. We do not know yet, and we will find out in 8 days, basically, or 7.5 days, and then in the coming weeks. I want to know what you think. Like, do you believe this update is complete trash? Do you believe this update is interesting? Because I am planning on doing a video to also, what should I say, like put a mirror in front of my face to see what the community is thinking behind me. Or are you supporting my opinion on this thing? Or are you like, nah, Raging, you sound like a wargaming shill? I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. My name is RagingRaptor, and I see you around. Cheers, guys.